Hey Dave,
Yes, Boner.
how many streamers does it take to change a light bulb?
Don't know how many streamers does it take to change a light bulb.
Only one, but it takes them 20 minutes to figure it out while their entire audience goes, right there! It's right there! No, lefty loosey, righty, oh my god, you're awful at this game! You should stop forever, uninstall the game. Did that about line up with your streamer experience?
Hey, no. The Garnted Cult is very kind,
Okay,
very
they're
patient.
very supportive when telling you how bad you are at Stardew Valley.
Oh, yes. Oh, incredibly so.
Dave, first, go to the basement where the light bulbs are held.
And then what?
And then take a light bulb. Anyway, we'll be getting to more about streaming and the experience of that later on in the program. But first off, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nerd Glasses podcast. I'm Boder.
I'm Dave, man.
And today we've got a couple different things lined up, which we will get to in just a moment. Dave, do you have your handy cheat sheet of plugs in front of you? The answer is no, everybody.
Wait.
But, well...
Aha! Just when you thought it was over, it wasn't.
You thought you could get away with it, but Dan's going to slip me a $5 for reminding me to say it.
Oh, I had this entirely in mind. I was just going to randomly interrupt you with, ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Mann, and I am the advocate for the rest of this week. Absolutely look out for the Ring the Bell podcast, the No Look podcast, the Weekend Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Duty Calls, and Insane Games Live on Saturday and Sunday. So much content, so little time. Make sure you hit that heart right there to get followed and the little bell to get notified for the times that we go live. They aren't necessarily on the schedule, but are still a lot of fun.
Follow us on social media, and we'll usually be posting what upcoming games are for the evening if we have specific conversation topics on the various podcasts that we're happy to talk about. So,
and Boder, I know what you're thinking to yourself. What do if I miss my favorite program? And the answer is very simply...
that's exactly how I put it in my head.
In case you missed any of the podcasts, you can see the podcast at Insane Games TV or on YouTube, our YouTube channel, Insane Games TV. So nice, I'll say it twice. Insane Games TV. Our next Call of Duty tournament, by the way, will be Saturday, February 8th, streamed live here on Insane Games TV and on Twitch and Facebook Gaming. A 32-team limit. The sign-up will fill up. We've had a lot of people already asking about that and a lot of real anxious, shifty looks. And, by the way, a $400 cash prize on the line. We heard your pissing and moaning on the internet, you crybabies, and we're giving you something for once.
Check in, click that bell, hold on to your popcorn chicken crate, and close for this. Hold your popcorn chicken crate close for the Citadel. Yes, Citadel follows up tonight. We are again playing Remember Me because it was fun as opposed to frustrating. Although frustrating may be next week. We'll deal with that on the Citadel, which immediately follows the Nerd Glasses podcast. So there's been some news. We haven't gone over news a whole lot the past couple of weeks, Dave. We've had other conversation topics because we're much more important than the news. But there's a few things to talk about this week. So I'll let you go ahead and start running with it. What's happening in the world of video games?
So, a sad thing is occurring. Blockbuster's dead. Hollywood Video's dead.
I was going to say,
Your
welcome,
local-
Slowpoke.
Your local rental place is dead. And now, the last bastion of rent-to-play, aside from your local library. And I know
Hold
you
on.
forgot they have them there.
Hold on. Does Netflix still send discs?
No.
Okay.
Do they? If you have Netflix and you get discs, first of all, why? And secondly,
Can you get games
why?
from Netflix?
You get charged additionally for CD.
You can
Okay,
still get
you
this.
can do
You
it.
can
You
still
can
get
still- you
discs.
can still do discs.
Additional fee.
Okay. And I don't know if video games
First
are
of
part
all,
of that.
stop doing that. It's stupid. But, Redbox.
Anyway, where were you going?
The
Redbox.
last bastion of the video and video game rental service is getting rid of the latter half of their discussion. They are getting rid of their video game stock because they want to focus on getting new releases out faster and on the shelves and in people's hands. Which means
They want to have more space in those machines for movies.
Yes. Which means...
Which I don't know why, because Disney is probably going to come out with a Redbox competitor in the next 2 years, and they own like 80% of the box office anyway, and then Redbox will be scrambling to get video games back into its business model.
But if you are a gamer and you live in any... Honestly, if you live in a rural area, because there were 2 red boxes in Lowville, and if you can't get any more rural than Watertown other than just being in the Grand Rapids, I highly implore you to go, and if you're at a gas station, just walk over and press buy games. You would be shocked as to what games are available, and for the low fire sale prices they do not come with original case. However, just like this little nifty dealie, you too could hold a memory of Redbox coming to our set soon, whatever disc I pick out of. And by the way,
we'll have even more stuff hanging around.
if you go on Redbox's website, you can look up what games are at the Redboxes, so you don't necessarily have to play the guessing game, and they will tell you just flatly how much it is to get it.
You say, where can I pick me up a copy of Skyrim? And
no. Skyrim is not in any of them. But if you're looking for Borderlands 3, or if you have a severe...
Don't say Borderlands 3. That's the one you're trying to get. Don't send people out for that.
But if you have a severe head trauma and you are looking for Fallout 76, you can get it at Redbox.
Yeah, so it's the kind of thing that they're adapting and they're trying to focus, which is fine. But again, because of all of the, frankly, monopolistic stuff that Disney is doing, I'm sure Redbox's days are numbered if they try to stick into just movies. I don't know that this is a smart decision for them. Again, they have access to their numbers. I don't. I worry in the long term that this may not go well for them.
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
I think this is lobbing off an arm to save, lobbing off a hand to save the arm, but the arm's already dead.
Yeah. This is true. Like, how long is Redbox for this world anyway? I think it's a cool business model. It's surprising that it's stuck around as long as it has in the age of streaming Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and everything like that. But I'm surprised it stuck around as long as it has. I think as a physical rental distribution, whatever, its days have been numbered for quite a while. It's just been doing a really good job of fighting the odds up through now and maybe for another couple years. Who knows?
I highly recommend going on the website.
Just wait for Disney to buy Redbox. Well, that's a way for Disney to get into the market.
But it's interesting to see the like, if so I typed in Queensbury because that's around where I live. Maybe it's just a little bit, but there are so many Redboxes within a 10-mile radius of each other.
Oh yeah. There's Price Chopper and at the Cumbies down the street kind of thing. Yeah, all over.
So get there now and get those games before Redbox also gets picked up and thrown into the trash like the rest of the...
Really quick hello to Ariel's Dragon's Bane listening in, Amp Slayer, that Mario kid, CJ Playmaker, everyone pressing F for respect to Blockbuster and Redbox, Playmaker, Amp Slayer, hey to Mayarises and to Nightwing as well. So welcome everybody.
Thank you for joining us. Our next bit of news, this is hot news because I just saw it like less than an hour ago on my Twitter. Smash character. This Thursday, there is going to be I think they said like 35-minute announcement for the next character to come to Smash.
Is it going to be 35 minutes of Hallelujah?
I hope so, because truly, it'll be 35 minutes of the Weekend Wednesday and me crying that Waluigi's going to be a part of it. And I really am looking forward to seeing what that character is. I will note that the head person on development for Super Smash Bros. Is doing a particular hand signal. And he's holding out 3 fingers like this. And there is a particular video game franchise character that is reasonably available and would fit in well with Smash.
What character is that?
What character is that? It is not the one I want, but it is. It could be.
But isn't this? What is W? What is W in sign language?
Just
okay. Yeah. That's the hint I was taking out of that. But
I think it's Crash Bandicoot. Because on any and all promotional pictures, he's holding the 3 fingers out.
Okay. I can see that. I can see Crash being a part of... I can see Crash and Smash. You notice how for a moment my conversational routines just stopped as I realized the rhyme, and I had to stop, rewind, and do it again. So Crash is definitely a possibility.
Wildly speculate in chat which character it could be. One choice per person. Boater?
The entire Smash Brothers crew will probably cry tears of joy into their popcorn chicken if it is indeed the Wham Man. Honestly, like, I don't know a whole lot about like the Nintendo stable. I recognize what I've seen there, and I do see a couple omissions. I think we've already mentioned them.
Just pick a character. Just an intellectual property.
Peppy. Is Peppy already in it from
Peppy.
Star Fox? From Star Fox?
No.
Okay.
He could be.
Okay.
He could
be.
be.
The only reason I know that is because I played a little bit of Starlink that Best Buy was like, here, please take a copy when I got my Nintendo Switch.
Please, for the love of God.
And it's weird because on Xbox and PS4, it's just a fine Toys to Life game. On Nintendo Switch, they added a whole nother thing that isn't a very obvious expansion. It is well integrated that the Star Fox property is a part of Starlink Battle for Atlas, and you get it with Arcwing and everything like that. So, like, I've been flying around doing that. I recognize some character names.
Dan, what video game character's coming to Smash? What video game or intellectual property is coming to Smash? Wild speculation. It doesn't really matter. A Fortnite character.
Okay.
That would work. See that?
Yeah. Oh, they would absolutely do that. Oh my God, that would be all over that.
Actually pretty feasible. People would be pissed. And I would, yeah. You know what? I would lap that up.
Oh, yeah.
Probably the Three Houses
Fire Emblem characters.
Yeah.
I could see it being Dante from Devil May Cry.
You know, the two others that were thrown around where the internet are complaining and crying that, first of all, everyone else has given up on the wah movement, and I think it's very sad that my brethren have so earnestly and quickly thrown away that Luigi should be in Smash, but Iron Man and Goku, for some reason.
Huh.
The two that, you know, Disney doesn't really have many video games, and it could hype for the next one.
Only if the next Marvel Ultimate Alliance has Mario in it. And they trade.
You know what? That gets into the fanfic question of, is Mario worthy to wield Mjolnir? We'd have to have that moment.
No, but Luigi is.
Thank you very much, Red Foxy Waffles, for the cheers.
They probably said no comic or manga characters. Okay.
I think that's... No comic and manga characters? Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean... And then, of course, you start to get into the, like, definite speculation of, Master Chief. Who would, like, because I honestly, as much as I'm a Halo fan, I would love to see Master Chief get his ass handed to him by, like, Jigglypuff. I think that'd be a good time.
You know what? And I think that Master Chief could cross that boundary. Being that Microsoft...
If anyone's going to cross from a Microsoft-owned thing over, it's going to be Master Chief. He's their mascot whether they like it or not.
And at the same time, Microsoft really, really, really wants to give it to Sony in the next generation, and nothing would cause Sony more agita than to realize that Microsoft made nice with Nintendo before Sony did.
Sony still got it out for them since 1994 when they were going to be the CD expansion of the Super Nintendo. Look up your history.
Red Foxy Waffles needs more Chief. I approve. What's up, Vladdy93? Amp Slayer also seems to definitely agree with that chieftain. I know he's also saying hello to Vladdy, but...
So, yes, so that is being announced on Thursday, so next week we will definitely update you on what that was and more ideas of what that could have been. I'm sure it will be disappointing to everyone involved.
Boater? No, it's not going to be disappointing for me because it's going to be Waluigi. Don't you worry. It's going to be Waluigi. Boater?
Dave.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Was a fun game, was it not?
You're asking someone that hasn't played it.
It was a fun game, was it not?
Sure.
All right.
By all reports that I've heard.
Unfortunately, Boater, even though you're so excited, definitely going to run out and get it.
That I have not played it because it is unfortunately in that moment of time where the graphics are so god-awful and polyhedral that it is an actual impediment to being able to play the game. And so I never picked up the game because I wasn't really made aware of how good it was until 10, 15 years later. So I've really been looking forward to the remake of Final Fantasy VII, which was announced last year and is coming out in March. March, right? Oh, no.
Not so fast there, bro. Not so fast. They officially announced, Square Enix said that they're going to be delaying the game a month.
A month, yeah.
That's it.
Which is
so, you know what?
It's interesting. 2 months out, they say we're giving ourselves another month, and that feels like it's they were probably pushing for that 2 months thing, sorry. Hi, how's it going? We're live at Twitch.tv right now, so Dan is right there, and he'll help you right out.
Nah, I'm just curious with David.
Yeah, absolutely. Where was I? The block graphics are awesome, says Demon Dragon. Hello, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in. What the heck was I saying?
First of all,
Okay,
people
2
are...
months out. 2 months out, and it says something that they were definitely trying for that March, but they realized that we're not quite going to hit it. We need just a little more time. I actually, most of the time when stuff gets pushed back nowadays, I'm like, cool, good, thank you. Because I'm not saying they're not going to do overly crunch time stuff, but there's going to be slightly less of it, and the game is going to be slightly more polished for it. It might just be crunch the whole way through, we're going to get a better game for it, or it's going to be better quality of life for the developers. Hopefully both.
The thing that they said was it's going to help smooth out the game itself, and it's to put it to Square Enix's release standards.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if a company puts a game out, if it's got Bethesda on it, day one maybe not the day you're going to play it. But Bethesda, or Square Enix is one of the companies that when you release it, it's going to be at the very least
treat
playable.
it like it was, 20 years ago when you couldn't update something with a patch. Yes, you could do patches, but the game needed to be 100% playable. That was more or less its final state when it came out. Now, ever since, I'm going to say around the time of the Xbox 360 and the PS3 coming out is when games weren't always playable on day one, and a day one release of a game isn't necessarily reflective of how the game would be 5 years from then.
Oh, yeah. I am personally very excited that they are giving that game time. I'm also very excited that it's not going to get pushed off for a large amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
A second time.
Yeah, they're not like, all right, I know you were looking forward to it in 2 months, but how does November of 2021 sound to you?
What they should just do
Riots
is
in the
start having the Kingdom Hearts when you walk away, and just have Final Fantasy VII just slowly on the back of a bus driving away, where it's like, you waited 17 years for Kingdom Hearts 3. You will wait for the remaster of Final Fantasy VII. I waited for the new Hitman games.
There you go.
And you know what? I still play those to this day. Mm-hmm. I should stream them. I don't, because I'm god-awful. But I enjoy it, and Square Enix, until you prove me otherwise, you will continue to get a shut up and take my money.
I think the last Square Enix game I played might still be Nier Automata. It was either that or it was Tomb Raider, the second Tomb Raider game. But I just got the soundtrack for Nier with Amazon gift cards that I'd gotten for Christmas.
Nice.
And it's across 3 discs, and by track 2, I'm like, this was a good investment. And it's just been this because they put a lot of that care and craft into the game.
Absolutely.
And so I'm looking forward to playing Final Fantasy VII with the remake. Where there's some discussion in chat right now saying, if it's anything like how 15 plays, because 15 had really good reception. A lot of people loved 15. I haven't played it. It's on my list to play, but
to give you the short notes, they went after typical JRPGs are the turn-based combat systems, whereas Final Fantasy moved to the active combat system, and that right there is enough to connect a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Nightwing, they messed up with Kingdom Hearts 3 taking out the Final Fantasy characters and then going, here's the DLC.
Here, give us $10 and you'll get what you want. No. I really have to play 15 again. I really have to play 15. When you're done playing Death Stranding, I might have to, edge in some time on the TV in that room where play a bit of Final Fantasy 15. March and April has a ton of games coming out, so it should be interesting seeing how everything sells. Yeah, there's I looked ahead at the release schedule, and again, next week I want to talk about the releases that are exciting us coming up this year.
Because there's so many.
There's
So many.
Yeah. There's a month that I'm excited for. And yeah, early in the year right now, there's a pretty good roster coming out. So it could just be as much that they looked at March and said, ooh, April's looking a little better as far as like the competition of what's coming out. Because March is where everything gets kicked back to when it's not coming out holiday. Everything gets kicked back to February, March.
Yep.
And so all of a sudden it gets crowded and they're like, we're going to push it back to April. Cool. So, yes, Final Fantasy VII Remake going to be an extra month, but should be really cool to play. Is that going to be a day one pickup for you?
To be honest, maybe, but
Okay.
it's not a lock. I'm actually not really a big fan of some of the mechanics that they've added to it. So we'll have to see. But I'm very excited for it, and I'm very excited that game's getting the polish treatment as opposed to the spit, shine, and toss out.
Dave needs to finish Death Stranding so it can be spoken about on the podcast. He was over at my place a couple days ago and watching Steph play, so definitely has seen some of the slightly later stuff. So could definitely be a topic coming up. Maybe if we run a little early, we could talk a little bit about it today.
So, Bo, you and I are of the non-traditional variety in so much as, bespectacled as we may be, we definitely poo-poo against popular media.
Yeah.
In most degrees.
To some extent. I know where you're going with this, so I'll just say, sure, why not?
There is a game franchise that we call to task almost weekly at this point, and this week, unlike last week, they get a nod instead of a jeer.
Yes.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare has gone out of their way to fix something that was kind of stupid to make it, well, they went from egregiously stupid to very intelligent. They originally released a pack earlier this month called the Outback Pack.
Okay.
Australia is right now just on fire.
Yeah.
Almost the entirety of it.
Continent's on fire. Continent's about the size of the contiguous United States. For reference, it's basically on fire.
So, bad move there, big business.
Yeah.
But
and I mean, like, Bendy's advocate here, in that they couldn't have known Australia was going to be on fire. They obviously had this DLC planned for a while. They were working on it. They were developing it. I'm not sure when exactly they released it as compared to when the continent kind of whoosh.
Similar timing.
Similar time
Very
frame.
similar timing.
So it's something that was just, all right, cool, we got this rollout, and off it goes. And then, and then they had options. They could have immediately taken it down from the marketplace. They could have, just made it free and been like, oops, we shouldn't be making money off of this. What are they doing?
So, they firstly renamed the pack Outback Relief. Much better idea, much better connotation. But they immediately, upon realizing their snafu, said, and I quote, 100% of Activision's net proceeds from previous and future purchases of the Outback Relief Pack through January 31st will be donated to help provide aid towards against the devastating fires.
Okay.
So this pack, which
so
is
it's a limited window in which that's happening, but that will get more people to get it. People
Yes.
that were on the fence because it felt morally, that's a little icky. Now they're free to go get it, knowing that the profits are going to Australian bushfire relief.
Yes.
And people that weren't interested can now be like, yeah, that's for a good cause. Sure.
The pack, by the way, costs around 1,800 COD points, roughly $15 US.
Oh my god, hold on. What? Microsoft moved away from Spacebucks forever ago.
Yep.
Knowing it was a bad idea. Now
Yeah.
Call of Duty does it.
But it's way easier for companies to make up fun money so that you don't realize how much money you're actually spending.
Yeah, of course Microsoft said, this is bad for consumers, so we're going to move away from it.
Yep.
And meanwhile, Activision's like, did someone say bad
Well,
for consumers? Oh my god, I want in!
Activision and everybody else.
The worst, I hate it.
So, that pack for $15, you're getting cosmetic items only, but that's also fair to the gameplay. An operator skin, really nifty looking dude with the Outback hat with the half bent brim, a legendary blueprint for a sniper rifle, and a really cool looking one. A koala charm that hangs off of the weapon. Some skins, some like different tags and things that go on your profile. And some sprays, and it looks like an emote that you can do in-game to taunt your very stupid opponents. Red Foxy Waffles, thank you so much for hosting Insane Games TV. Exactly, koala indeed. It is both adorable and very deadly when paired with the deadly fall, or the FAMAS, or other such weapons.
Yeah, exactly. So, a couple more things that I wanted to bring up super quick before we move on to our main discussion topic today. I work in book selling, and actually leading into our topic where we're going to talk about like YouTubers and streaming and stuff, a book that released today doesn't directly relate to gaming, but does relate to YouTube, and that is called Burn the Dark, which released today, so happy book birthday to Burn the Dark by S.A. Hunt. Robin is a YouTube celebrity gone viral with her intensely realistic Witch Hunter series. But even her millions of followers don't know the truth. Her series isn't fiction. Basically, a witch hunter that, like, the beginning bit is her, narrating to the camera. I read a sample chapter that looked really cool, so this is something that I will be reading in the coming days to go over that. And speaking of birthday, a viewer of some of our programs occasionally, Jen, her birthday is today. So what I would love to do is everyone in chat to sing along with us happy birthday. But make sure you use inner capitals to signify that you're singing off key. Shall we?
Gladly. Do you want to start?
I'm like, hold on. Do I decide to be stupid about it? No, we'll just straight up. Jen? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jen. Happy birthday to you. And I know you don't watch live because you have things going on Tuesday night, but gosh darn it, I am clipping this highlight and sending it to you.
CJ Playmaker, Red Foxy Waffles with a happy birthday!
Yay! Awesome. So from there, I think we're gonna move on.
with a happy Birtle Day to you.
Happy birthday! Yes, everyone perfectly off key, and you smell like one too.
Thank you very much for the bits cheer.
Oh my god, did we get bits cheer with
Well,
happy birthday?
that's some timing, says Alec. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, wow.
We're singing happy birthday to someone that has helped found Boder and I's various pursuits.
And a member of our Dan Bugs fundraising team for St. Jude Children's Hospital. So, as far as the book, like Supernatural on YouTube, yes, 4 birthday bits from CJ Playmaker. And yeah, Supernatural on YouTube I think is a decent hook to get you in and see how it goes. So, anyway, I want to talk a little bit about a game that I've been playing. Mm-hmm. I'm not finished with it yet, but that is Astral Chain for the Nintendo Switch. Another thing that I got for myself off of that Amazon gift card. Really enjoying it. This came out in 2019, and if I had played it before last week, it probably would have made my top 5 games of the year, which we did as our thing last year, because it's actually a 2019 game that I've played now. Happy birthday from Ampslayer. Really quick, it's actually, so I'm enjoying it. It's a good action game, but it's fun, awesome. It's a fun action game, and it's also a fun, it's good characters, it's fun plot, it's a sci-fi kind of plot. Reminds me, it's animation style, like it's a video game, but its animation style reminds me a lot of the Appleseed films, Appleseed and Appleseed Ex Machina, because there wasn't a third film called Appleseed Alpha that was terrible. So the 2 Appleseed films, like that, it reminds me of an anime series. Like, there are 11 chapters in the game, and that's 12 episodes is a somewhat common anime series run, and it's progressing quite a lot like that. So I'm really enjoying that. I will have more to say about the game when I finished it, but when I started to play the game, I said to myself, should I just sit down and play this for myself and decompress and whatever, or should I record this gameplay for YouTube? Because right now my YouTube doesn't have a ton of content coming out. It's got Suikoden 4, which I recorded a whole bunch and I need to get coming out for this Friday. And we are starting to record another series, but it's going to be a few weeks before that can go up. So should I record Astral Chain to go on there? Ultimately, I decided not to, but I wanted to talk with you about it because you being a streamer, certainly there are games that you decide that you're just going to play for yourself, and there are games that you're like, no, when I play this, I'm going to be on stream, I'm going to have an audience. So yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about that. I guess we'll start with what influences your decision for if you play a game for your own personal enjoyment, and what makes you want to play a game for an audience.
I have been incredibly fortunate enough that from when I started streaming, I had an audience, and they were very vocal about what they wanted to see, and then at the same time, if I was doing something that they weren't necessarily big fans of, they were still supportive of it, and then they made it their own.
Okay.
So I've been incredibly lucky to be able to kind of play whatever in a drop of a hat. Mm-hmm. But something that's big for me is a matter of, can the people that are watching enjoy the game as much as I'm enjoying it?
Okay.
Spoiler alert. If you enjoy doing something, people are going to enjoy watching you do the thing.
Yeah.
But there is exceptions to that. And in many cases, I'm not going to go into
like people enjoy watching me yell at Homefront for 2 hours straight. I'm not necessarily enjoying playing the game.
And where do people let you yell at home? Home friend. Voter.
What was that game name again? That was on the Citadel, which follows the Nerd Glasses podcast.
Ah, right here at Insane Games TV.
Yes,
that's more value to your follow.
Not tonight, though. Tonight will be a game that I enjoy playing. But another game that I didn't necessarily have a lot of fun playing for the game itself was Dark Souls 3, which I first played for St. Jude Play Live fundraising back in 2016. And I did that with, one of those fitness challenges things of do push-ups or sit-ups when you die, and I racked up 50 deaths over the course of 12 hours. And I did, 5 reps for each. So I had a lot of people watching and trying to coach me through playing the game, enjoying when I messed up. But another time that I played, nobody was watching in the audience, and I realized I wasn't enjoying the game on itself. So playing with an audience can make something more enjoyable for me to play too, if it's something that I may not enjoy too much on my own. It is a two-way street.
You know what else makes games fun for streaming? Punishments.
Punishments. Oh no, Dave. Dave, are those beans from last year?
No, these beans are from
you did
my
the handful of
200
beans?
follower celebration.
No,
where
Dave, I did not expect when I woke up today that I would be eating bozzled beans.
I mean, you don't have to, but for the people
but I'm
here,
going to.
For the people here watching on Insane Games TV, I'm gonna spin that, and there is not a lot of beans left. There's not a lot of peach or burp.
Someone get the paramedics on standby, says CJ Playmaker. Love Alex says, oh no. So what did peach or barf? Okay, what did you get?
It's barf. It's definitely barf.
It's
and that's
barf.
what I get.
Cool.
This is what I get.
Good job. Meanwhile, I get that's on an edge. It's either edge or peach or barf, and I don't want to. Buttered popcorn or rotten egg, my nemesis. Oh no. Oh, it's the egg. Oh, the agony of defeat.
Eat another one, Boater. You're still making clever quips.
Eat the beans. Eat the beans. Eat the beans.
And
Nightwing,
that
thank you.
suffering, by the way, is just for you folks watching tonight.
Oh my gosh. Wow, the moment you brought that out, we just got oh jeez. I'm gonna come home and Demon Dragon's gonna be like, "Oh, you're sleeping in the basement." Just after one bean.
Oh,
I can't get comfortable. It shifted how my body works.
That definitely is one of the many things. It's the idea of streaming is being the Nightwing is encouraging this pain.
Yeah. I think Dan should eat a bean.
I don't think we could get enough follows to get Dan to eat a bean.
Proven fact, by the way, when they tried to do that to me in the Little League concession stand.
What?
Back in the spring, that little game, I got every good one.
Oh
8
no.
times in a row.
Oh no.
I have never once have gotten a bad one before. Just letting you know. Little fact.
You gonna
No.
put that on the line?
No, he's not. He's gonna say, "Oh, we need to advertise it. We need to put it out there and make it a big thing."
We have
I'm not gonna
9
do it
viewers,
tonight.
10 viewers, all crying out, "Dan, have a bean."
What are the options?
We've got in this bin, because I mean I have a whole unopened bin that I'm happy to open.
Oh no.
We've got Tutti Frutti
Yes, have your water handy. That's
or
gonna be
Stinky
essential.
Socks, buttered popcorn
Or rotten egg.
rotten egg, and these ones are either peach or barf.
What was the first one?
Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks.
Give me that one.
That's the pink with the
You
speckles.
you pick it out.
You may
That's
pick
that's your luck.
one of the pink with speckles.
That one?
Yeah, like that. I don't remember Stinky Socks being that awful a taste.
Fruity.
Oh come on!
That's pretty good.
Headphones warning, by the way. I get really upset and I yell, but that's bullshit.
Thank you for being enough of a sport to come in and grab one.
And
That's
I'm not
such-
watching it down to tell you.
Bunk.
Yeah.
Dan, because we both know that those things are pungent and awful. That's so much junk. I ate so many of those. I ate a friggin' box and a half on the stream.
CJ Playmaker wants you to know that you're scratching all of his scratch-off lottery tickets from now on. Oh my gosh. You should eat more beans for bad puns, Demon Dragon. Cool, thanks. I love you. Nightwing encouraging the pain. I feel like Dave just carries beans with him wherever he goes.
I mean,
Wow.
for an entire calendar year, they were just in my car, which is why 2 years ago's Bean Boozled thing was just a treat,
something.
because they'd had an entire year to gestate in my trunk, which meant they got hot, and they got cold, and they got hot, and they got cold, and then they got sentience, and then they got cold again.
Demon Dragon didn't have a bean, and then the massive laughter when it turned out good. Okay, so let's pull this back. So when I decide to play something on stream, usually, actually more often than not, it's a game that I've played before, but that I want to share with my audience. Here is a game that I enjoy. This is a game that has maybe been fundamental in my gaming history, my personal gaming history, that I want to share with people. So if you look back through my Let's Plays, you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to Descent Free Space, Deus Ex Human Revolution, things like that that I have played before and want to share. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, some long ones too. So we could in for. But there have been some that are games that I've played fresh, especially with streaming. Nier Automata, Tomb Raider, Dark Souls, and some, especially when May comes around, like I might save a game for St. Jude Play Live streaming and just play that a bunch of nights in a row. They're like, wow, I'm really enjoying Nier Automata, so I'm gonna stream again tonight, making sure I have a chance for the audience to tune in and play it. For YouTube, that was something like Lollipop Chainsaw. That is a ridiculous, stupid game. And I'm like, I am probably going to have some out-of-this-world reactions to the hijinks in this game, and it would be best to get that on camera. Similar thing with Stanley Parable, as I was going through and trying to find all the endings, where you see my mind getting blown at some of the things. And that's a really fun thing to see, too.
What
when
was
it's
that
something that's
one
new to
game
me.
we played on PC where it was like almost to the dime precision? Like, you wait this many seconds, then you walk over to this room, then you turn right into the wall. And we're going through like teleporters and things.
Was that... No, that was... You're thinking...
I know it's not Stanley Parable. I'm trying to
You're
remember.
thinking of PT that you did with Joe that had like
Oh,
some...
no. This was a game that I was on Boderbug.
I don't remember one that had like very specific timing. I remember playing Gone Home with you, which was a really good one to do streaming live and kind of discovering our way through that game.
I'll find it. It was one of those ones where you could get different endings depending on the things you did in it. But it was a short PC game. But in any case,
I remember when we played, when someone recommended that we play...
do it. Nail that title in one go.
Dr. Langeskov and the Terribly Cursed Emerald... No, I'm missing some words.
Dr. Langeskov, the Tiger.
The Dr. Langeskov, the Tiger and the Terribly Cursed Emerald, is that the full title?
I believe so.
Okay. That although that wasn't a multiple endings one, but that was a fun one to do together. So again, these things that
Thank you for that, Vladdy, by the way.
but that's also something where people recommend something, And that's fun to do too. So when players say, "Hey, Dave, you should really play Stardew Valley," and you're like, "I know nothing about Stardew Valley. This is gonna be a good time."
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
Dave, when are you gonna keep playing God of War for us to open a door and then BS for 2 hours straight?
Don't worry. In May, I'll rekindle that game because God knows I want to sing "Whiskey in the Jar" again in the store. I will say while we're on the discussion of various experiences and things like that, you and I have met a great many different people on Twitch and made friends and things like that. And so I open it up to a lot of streaming friends that this question, this idea.
And if any of you, feel free to leave them in chat. If any of you watching at home have done streaming before, have done Let's Plays, and
or are a creative in some regard, and do you share your work or do you keep it to yourself? And what helps
even if
you decide?
If you decide to doodle, when do you make art for others to see versus when do you just do something for your own sketchbook? Anything like that. When are you doing something for others versus doing that same thing for yourself?
Yeah.
And again, for myself, it's a really arbitrary and capricious kind of thing that I'm just like, no, you know what? In this very moment, I am going to play Jedi Fallen Order for myself, for me to play a single-player Star Wars game, and not to worry about talking to other people. When I'm playing a game for myself, usually the only vocalizations are swearing at bosses because I hate them, and just getting really mad. And Steph can tell you. I get vocal, but it's a very different kind of vocal than when I'm doing a Let's Play. I will be talking the whole time. I won't get as shouty when I'm doing a Let's Play, even if I'm running into the same things. It's like there's a certain amount of vocal that has to come out, and if I'm doing a Let's Play, it's coming out over a small period of time. If I'm not, it just builds up in a dam, and then just swear words.
See, everyone who follows here on the Weekend Wednesday knows that doesn't happen on my channel. I just yell, just flatly.
Yeah.
Emotions, excited, mad, upset, constipated, just yelling.
I have my stream and my podcast as CJ Playmaker. I do what I want when I want to for myself and others, and that's how it should be. He gets angry, not a fun angry. I'm sorry, stuff. Yeah, and that's the thing is that for me, I found it to be a very arbitrary. When I want to, I'll just play it for myself. And yes, sometimes I do sit there and say, I got Nier Automata and I want to play it, and I decided to play it for stream. I got Astral Chain and I wanted to play it, and I said, no, I'm just going to play this for myself. So what have we heard from some of our streamer friends?
So I reached out to a bunch of my friends, and I'm happy because there's a through line for all the messages, and I will talk about that at the end of it.
Okay.
But this one first comes out from Amp Slayer, one of our regulars, friendo, and a mod at DAM314. Don't mess with him. His sword is sharp. For me, it all depends if it's a game that you've never played, regardless of it being brand new or an older game. If you want your playthrough to be 100% blind and not have anything spoiled, you are taking the risk of streaming it. You should take the chance of someone stopping in and spoiling something, regardless of it being intentional or accidental.
That's true.
But if it is something you are replaying and are going to be playing, then why not play it on stream? Personally, I've seen it, heard it happen too many times, especially in the case of JRPGs, when they get released in Japan way before the localization, and making it, for some of us, unfortunately, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yep.
I don't believe I cut much of his message off, but Amp talking about, not necessarily, especially for games, not letting it be spoiled if it's something you're very passionate about. And that makes a lot of sense. That qualifier of I'm not going to open myself up to get the entire new Star Wars movie ruined by errant comments in a Facebook chat, which is why I'm never going to see the new Star Wars movie, because I don't need to. All of the plot points were told to me in explicit detail on unrelated posts by various people.
And the movie's not good enough to see them in context.
No. Not for $15 at that point, but when it comes out on Blu-ray, I will absolutely sit down and watch it.
What about when it comes out on Blue Ben?
Then
or Blue Fin?
Then. War Lover 94 let out. Usually the way I feel is if there's more story based, I'd save it for myself. But if I think it could generate an entertaining experience based upon reactions of the game or the story, then I'll stream it.
Yeah, and that ties into the Amp Slayers as well, in that, like, if something is story-based, you run the risk of people spoiling that story for you, whether they intend to or not. And I think once or twice I have decided to just play something on my own first.
Yeah.
And on a related note, when you stream something, you're getting that feedback immediately. When you do it with YouTube, that's delayed. So, like, when I did Stanley Parable, the one guy commented on 3 or 4 videos in a row, each coming out a separate week, telling me to do a specific thing, and that I need to get this one ending. I'm like, dude, there's like 5 more videos coming out. Relax. It's on the way.
Oh, yes.
Which is different from doing it live, where someone would say, oh my gosh, did you get the blank ending yet? Thanks for the spoiler. Or, hey, you should do this, which is fine if someone maybe kind of nudges you in a certain way to try something.
Absolutely.
For something like that. It ties into being a good stream viewer, which is its own kind of skill set. And we're both fortunate that our audiences are wonderful people when it comes to that kind of thing.
Friend of my channel and high school friend, Ames Taco. And by the way, if you search any of these people on Twitch, I heavily recommend any and all of them, and you should give them a follow. They are excellent content creators. But I have games I choose not to stream in general because I like to be lax, not having people in my face when I'm playing, and taking my own time and playing it how I want without backseat driving.
Yep.
For example, I play Fire Emblem on personal time, and even Pokemon. But adventure games like RPGs or whatever, I'm more likely to stream because it's linear. And multiplayer games, OFC,
Of course.
I always will stream because it's quick and random and always different and unpredictable.
Yeah. I will go off of that just a little bit and say that... Say the bit towards the beginning again, because I had something and then I lost it.
I have games I choose not to stream because I like to be lax, not having people in my face while playing it.
And not only is there an audience that you gotta not necessarily contend with, but you need to engage. Whether it's live with streaming or, again, with pre-recorded Let's Plays, you need to be talking the entire time. You can't really do a Let's Play where you're just sitting there and playing the game unless you're doing a speed run, where the focus is on what you're doing in the game itself. You need to be engaging with an audience that isn't there when you're doing a Let's Play. And that takes energy. Like a 12-hour stream takes so much energy as compared to playing the same game just for 12 hours on your own. And on a related note, when I'm playing Mass Effect, I'm never going to do Mass Effect on stream or as a Let's Play because I play it very casually. I will wander around whatever nook and cranny I can find, and I will read every single codex entry all the way through.
Yep.
And when I'm streaming, I get the sense that that's dead time that isn't interesting to watch, unless I pick up a silly voice to do it in. While I'm playing Suikoden, I decided not to read any of the newspaper clips that catch up on the plot from the point of view of one of the characters, except that I went back a couple weeks ago, and a video came out that was literally me with a newsy voice talking in the newspaper, old-timey newspaper voice, just for one video, because if I had just sat back and read it, that would have been dead time. Whereas if I just played it on my own, I could go and I could read that, and I could check out whatever other thing.
It's really funny also that Ames Taco went into that almost exactly that point as well, which is really funny to me. Regular of the program, supporter of Insane Games TV, and lover of all things powerful, Anti-Klaus Prime, said, I've got, when something on my mind, I've got two things to figure two things out. Is it something people would want to see, and can I bring it to the table besides my, and can bring to the table besides my charisma? And will I be good enough to play it without A, ruining it for the viewers, and B, making a fool of myself, or seeming too much pressure to do well so I can't enjoy it?
Yes.
Then I weigh in against my desire to immerse myself. Do I want to get it spoiled by a random dimwit remark? In addition, consider the time I will stream it as well. Like Death Stranding, I knew that eventually things would be spoiled for me, and I didn't want to, and I don't play it shortly after release. I could not wait until summer brings the PC port, so I bought it and I played a ton myself, and then I was comfortable to stream it. Mm-hmm. In the end, I most decide using my gut feeling. If I'm not sure, I either ask my audience or just don't stream it. I can always come back to it later. But that's because I stream for fun. I don't care too much about viewer counts and money, so I can relax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is definitely a thing too. no, streaming should always be fun. Let's plays should always be fun. And certainly there's styles of it that are a lot more relaxed than others. You see, you watch Jacksepticeye on YouTube when he's playing something. He is high energy the whole time. When he's on, he's on. And that's not like, well, yes, it's more high energy when I'm doing Let's Plays. It's not that high energy. It can be relaxed. But again, when you decide not to, just for whatever personal reasons, I like that Anti-Class Prime brought up the idea of how good are you at the game. One of the reasons that I didn't do Remember Me when I tried to first start doing that as a Let's Play was that just I was having a bad day of the game, and nobody wants to just watch a video of me failing the entire time. Now, I'm doing better of it on the Citadel, but like if I have occasionally started to record something and then said, this is bad content. I did that with a board game one time. I've done some board game recordings on my YouTube channel as well, and most of the time they're fun to watch, but a couple times I'm like, there's not enough going on here. Even if we're talking the whole time, it's not engaging enough. So like, I always say that like Let's Play is a good thing to do before you stream, just to get a sense of your own voice, and so that when you edit that, you're forced to watch yourself and see where your dead spots are.
Yes,
it's wonderful self-training. And it's a good thing because if you start streaming something that's a dud, it's a dud. And I've done that before, and it's the worst feeling. Like, you feel like you've let down your audience. With a Let's Play, at least, you can just say, well, I guess we're not gonna air this one. Yeah. And if you're playing a dud by yourself, you can just turn it off and walk away. If you're not doing it for an audience.
It's very true. The last person that got to me before the deadline was
7:30.
Was friend of mine and local streamer Red Foxy Waffles.
Yep.
You may recognize her, by the way, if you've seen me, because I recently raided her channel after a stream, and will continue to do so in the future. Her content's really great. Check it out. She said, my thoughts on this are, it depends on your audience, and it depends on your interest in the game itself. I personally would never stream myself playing Life is Strange because I have a deep emotional connection to the game and can relate to some of the subject matter. I don't think crying over intense subject matter would stream worthy. She talks about some personal struggles and, being on alert to protect the self and not allow that sort of personal feeling to get twisted or perversed into someone else's view just because you're playing a game, and to cheapen one's life experiences and things like that.
That's actually a really beautiful take.
I wouldn't want to stream my first playthrough of a game that I've been excited about. I think it would take away from the game. That's not to say I wouldn't stream my first playthrough of a game. My stream is always excited, but I don't want to take away from them. It's fine to balance between your own happiness and keeping your love for video games alive, while at the same time keeping your content interesting and keeping your viewers happy and entertained. Now, I loved that response.
That's a really good response.
I loved all the responses I got, including and shout out to CJ Playmaker, who gave a chat in the comment, because I knew that he was going to be here live, so I didn't reach out to him. But the thing that I appreciated about these people that I reached out to, because they're all from different walks of life and they come from very different places, they have very different follower counts and create very different content. Not a single one of them said, well, what's going to make me money?
Yeah.
What are the viewers going to come for? They mentioned, you have to take viewership into account, especially if you're going to turn this into a business. But at the same time, none of them said that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
and
none of them said, I wasn't interested in playing X game, but it's the big thing, so I need to play that for monetization or whatever. Yeah, nobody said that.
You're never going to see a CJ Playmaker, an Amp Slayer, a Red Foxy Waffles playing this new hit game that they don't really give a rat's ass about. It's just not going to happen.
Because you can tell. Like, I streamed some Fortnite because it was interesting to me for a couple of months.
Absolutely.
When I stopped playing Fortnite, I not once went back to say, hey, I should do this to stream because people had fun watching it, and I used it as a good incentive and play live that one time.
It's one of those things that I love gaming because it gives you an option to share, as Red Foxy Waffle said, share that part of yourself with the audience. I have more recently than not been very emotional on my streams, things like that. And I like that I'm able to connect with my audience and connect with strangers over the internet that some of them I've never been in the same room as, and yet will consider them brethren and family for forever. And it's really exciting to get to know that you can have that connection. And on that same token, there's that idea of protect what you like.
Yeah.
Don't let some troll ruin something that you really enjoy.
For me, the relationship that comes up between Commander Shepard and Garrus Vakarian in Mass Effect, because that's how I play, is really important to me. I really like that. It's really personal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily want to do that publicly. That is, for me, it feels pretty personal. There was a game that I played one time that I enjoyed, and just because I needed to do something during Play Live, I replayed it just on stream, Beginner's Guide. I had gone through something in life that changed my view of the game, and I got kind of emotional, and my depression was flaring up mid-game while I was playing. And I kind of powered through it, but if I had known that was going to happen, I wouldn't have.
Yes.
It is on my YouTube channel. You can see that, and you can tell where I kind of get oh, this is heavy right here. I think the one that has gone the most, where feels happened unexpectedly, was when we played Gone Home together.
Yeah, oh my god!
And another one that, if I had known how those feels would have gone, I may not have wanted to do on stream. But fortunately, our audience that was with us was the perfect audience to watch that with us. They knew where the game was going. They were excited to see us go there with it. And they, were encouraging of the, emotions and stuff that game brought out. But again, not one that I would have done if I had known that going into it. So I'll catch up on chat a little bit here, all the way going back to when I get angry at games. He gets angry, and not a fun angry. It's all fun and games till someone yeets a controller. Then the controller becomes a bunch of tiny controller pieces. I have not yeeted a controller. I have yeeted a headset before, and I think I've told you about that. Mm-hmm. So that was a thing. But controllers, I'm this is a $70 piece of plastic. I will grip it and twist a little bit, but they're first-party controllers, so they're not going to break from that. CJ Playmaker was saying, he got spoiled for Endgame while reading up on the NFL draft on Facebook. It was horrible and traumatic. Love Alex saying people are mean and spoilers are mean. Unfortunately, running into spoilers for the game or whatever there. And it does come down to CJ Playmaker. If you can't trust your gut, then who else will? If you're, whatever rationale you put behind it, whether it's spoilers, whether it's something that's really personal that you don't want to put out, whether it's just in the moment you don't have the energy to put your public persona on, but you just want to play the game, whatever the reason, if your gut says, nah, I don't think I'll stream this one, then just go with it. I will probably come back and do a Let's Play series of Astral Chain when I'm finished with the game, and another year or so from now, when I decide to replay, then we will. Thank you very much for Red Foxy Waffles for the 100-bit cheer. It does come down to just that gut feeling, and if you put words behind it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. It's something that people who play games for an audience have to be aware of, and that we do contend with. I'm not going to say it's this big, hard, difficult thing, by all means. I'm not oh, we're so tortured and whatever. We get to do something really fun and put it out there and share with people, and that's really fun. But it is always a point of conversation as to how exactly we take that on. So, and that is that. Do you have anything more to add, either from others or from yourself, good sir?
I'm splashing in a couple links to the folks that responded, because I really appreciated. Last night around midnight is when I sent a bunch of these people these things, and I was really nervous to talk to all these folks.
Yeah, so again, thank you to the responses that we got from CJ Playmaker, from Red Foxy Waffles, from Amp Slayer, from
Ames Taco.
Ames Taco.
I had to ask her about that because I looked at that and I was like, wow. Definitely give them a follow, give them some love. They are people that have supported the Insane Games community.
From Hypersyntax. What's his Twitch? Because you had another response in there from someone whose name I recognized, but you had 5 responses.
Oh, goodness gracious!
Goodness gracious, indeed. But we'll get that in there, and that will, I think, wrap our program tonight.
No. After I talk about this, we're going to talk about Death Stranding. Because we have to talk about Death Stranding as soon as I figure out how to grab and how Anti-Klaus Prime spells his program.
Antiklaus. Oh yeah, but then is there a underscore? I'm not sure.
It's underscore Prime.
Okay, cool.
So those are the folks that helped.
Did that just get censored?
I don't think so.
I just see asterisks.
For who?
When you typed in for Anti-Klaus Prime.
Oh.
We'll get that figured out, and we can definitely say so afterwards. But I will keep talking as you keep going. Yeah, it's I've been doing Let's Plays for almost 6 years now, and it's always kind of been. Again, my main thing is this is something that I've really enjoyed. So this is something that I'm gonna share. And I think like somewhat going off of Red Foxy Waffles' response, in that it's just a part of yourself. There we go, Anti-Klaus Prime, twitch.tv/Anti-Klaus Prime. There it is. I don't know why it showed up odd before.
Oh, because I spelled Twitch wrong.
Huh. Oh, I see then. I see. Anyway, yes. Let's Plays, streamings, it's all good stuff. So, do you have anything more to add?
Just thank you to everyone who tunes in every week to the Nerd Glasses podcast, to the Citadel, to the Weekend Wednesday, to the people that have already, as Insane Games TV grows, from the various communities that we belong to, that came with us, that's when we said we're going to do this thing and we want you to join along and we believe in it, and not only did you just take our word for it, but you came and you're making these other programs and some of these people who are very new to Twitch, and you're making it real for them, and you're making it possible for them to have these experiences as we do. It's spectacular. For all the people that sign on when any of us randomly stream and things like that, you're the reason we still do it. Mm-hmm. It means a lot that
the fact that we have audiences that enjoy it, and especially with Let's Plays which are pre-recorded, I don't necessarily need an audience commenting on my videos, but it's so gratifying when it happens.
Oh yeah.
And so that we have people that come back, do watch things and enjoy it, makes us want to keep doing it. Like when the question comes up of do I play this myself or do I play it for an audience? If the audience wasn't there, then that'd be a no-brainer. Nobody cares if I play it for an audience. I'm just going to play it with myself. So for keeping that option open for us, I said play it with myself.
Yeah, but that's not what I heard.
You know what we're doing just for that? We are out of time and cannot discuss Death Stranding this week.
But I want to talk about Death Stranding.
Thank you all so much for watching the Nerd Glasses podcast. This has been really fun. I think we had a really good discussion today talking about streaming, Let's Plays. I'm so glad that we got feedback from a bunch of people. So again, follow us right here at twitch.tv/InsaneGamesTV_. And coming up after the Nerd Glasses podcast tonight is the Citadel, where I will continue playing Remember Me. Dave, do you have anything else that you want to add that is not Death Stranding?
Tomorrow, on the Weekend Wednesday, we are going to be supporting our friends Joe and Amy at Geek for All. That's right. We're not going to be having the Weekend Wednesday. We're going to be having the Weekend Oh, I had a way clever word for that. But we're going to be a portal to
Womp
support
womp.
them. But you followers here at Insane Games TV are going to be getting something on that channel, this channel that you have not seen on this channel before, and I have not played on this channel before. I'm going to be putting where my mouth is to support Insane Games TV and purchasing the Legend of Zelda title for the Nintendo Switch, the most recent remaster.
Called Breath of the Wild, Dave.
No, not Breath of the Wild, the one after that one.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh. Right. There was a remake for one, wasn't there?
We're going to be playing
I don't even know.
The Legend of Zelda on Insane Games TV.
Cool.
Please make sure to tune in to the Weekend Wednesday so we can direct you to Joe and Amy's stream. It is sponsored by Magic the Gathering, and I cannot wait for it. And then making sure that your follows up here are re-upped. You're going to help me struggle as Zelda in The Legend of Same, playing that game. No, not my known pen.
Thank you all so much for watching the Nerd Glasses podcast. Stay tuned right here, and I will see you on the Citadel. Thanks, everybody, and good night.